from India, or good evening if you're from East Asian countries. I've joined in from South Africa. I'm one of the D365 champ here. And we have been doing this Power Virtual Hour every month since January. So this is the seventh edition to the community. Uh, just a brief before we proceed with the key highlights as visible in my screen. Community is nothing but where people meet. It is for the techies, by the techies, and we meet on Kaizala, we meet on LinkedIn. People come and post their queries, people blog. So for recently, what we have started is we have started a Power Up trivia, as you can see in the first blog. This is bi-weekly quiz. It happens on every Tuesdays and Thursdays for now, and then it is posted on across social medias and people participate, and we're going to be announcing the leaderboard soon, and they'll be getting some good gifts. So do participate here, and we post this Power Up trivia every Tuesday and Thursday around 12 p.m. IST time across all the social media jams. And then moving on, we have also started the Power Platform Meetup. Uh, Even though we started it with Indore, which happened on 25th of June, but since this is virtual, so people can across the world can join. And for this also, we post it on our social media channels. So for Hyderabad Meetup, it is on 18th. Don't forget to join us. You will have some exciting Power Virtual Agents topic coming up from Deepesh. And then we have the Mumbai Champ platform meetup on 25th of July, where Andrew is joining. Andrew is our another MVP who has been in, I think, in the league from quite long. And then finally, on the blogs and podcast, we had like few bloggers earlier in the community, but over now, with the help of other people, we have motivated other bloggers as well. And total, we have now 10 plus active bloggers by now, and there are few coming soon. And then we have the Power Advice, a weekly podcast started by Deepesh recently. And this podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcast, and everywhere. So you can listen. Deepesh will post this link on his social media channels, and we also post it across the D365 champs. So you can get it from there. And then congratulations, Deepesh. You also have renewed your MVPs recently. And last but not the least, thanks. Last but not the least, in this Less Code, More Power, the channel which run by Donna and Sarah, we had a huge shout out for Dipesh, Tharani, Jiva, and other D365 champs. So yeah, this is all for now, and you can finally connect us. You can finally join us on the social media channels. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that is for now, and you can meet any of us on the chat right now. If you have any queries related to sessions, you can post it here, or you can meet us on the Kaizala. So that is it for now. And we have today Nalini. She's the PTA Microsoft India, and she'll present us now on AI and how to infuse the customer insights with that. So Nalini, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Roma. Thanks for the introduction. Today, before I introduce about myself, I would like to say this session is like not a purely technical session, but it is about business relevance as well. So I'm working as partner technical architect for Microsoft Business Applications, Power Platform, as well as Customer Insights. Our mission is to empower our partners and customers to understand their business scenario in current technology and mapping their business relevance with right set of tools that they can embed to. So in my current session, rather than telling on technical topic or a lot of design things and a lot of code related stuff, I would be focusing on what is the output that you derive and what are the tools you which can help you, and how will you stitch this entire story together to achieve any industry specific goal. So as for example, I have taken retail, but at the later stage, I'll guide you how you will be able to evangelize same in case of banking, healthcare, and other sectors too. So I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once you can. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Nalini.
Thanks. So our today's topic is infuse machine learning in customer insights. So as you all know, customer insight is one of the new topic, one of the new technology that we have been discussing in terms of like how we can have the AI capability or some kind of insights and data analytics capability with different channel of sources. So please mind that this is not a Dynamics product. It comes under Dynamics family for Microsoft product marketing perspective, but for the product usage perspective, keep in mind that this is irrespective of Dynamics. You can attach it to Salesforce, Amazon Redshift, you can attach it to SAP data sources, blobs, or any in the Azure space, or probably some external API that you have your data in. So your data can reside in any kind of third party system. You will be able to connect the data together with the help of customer insight. So that's the product introduction. Now, this is about me, as I briefly told about myself. These all are the channels you can connect me further. Connect with me on LinkedIn. You will be able to subscribe through many other things. So, coming to the agenda of this, as I said, I will be taking retail example to brainstorm and after telling the concept of the CI, customer insight, how it works and what are the different building blocks. I will be showing how in scope of retail you will be able to take your business scenario together. Then machine learning scores KPI, how they are traversing all the way in the product, and how you are able to create return of investments. Because nowadays consultants are not just expected to code, because we are running into low code no code scenario. So you do not have a lot of pressure to code. So one more responsibility which comes to consultants is to think through the business needs. How will you be able to design the right solution? How will you pick the right query together seamlessly, so that your business will get the right data insight and they will be able to act faster? How will you channelize with respect to different UIs? Like you have Power Apps, so you do not have to create all the app screen and spend 3-4 months in things, but you do have low code, you can create a Power App in 1 or 2 days like that. But the next responsibility which comes in, what kind of right design, what kind of right persona, and what screen, and how will you design this entire concept together? So that's about it. Now I'm coming to this retail modeling solution. So before you architecture any kind of a project, always there will be an architecture diagram which is required, be it a app source offering or your project demo or a customer meeting. I'm trying to explain how will you be able to create an intelligent retail play. So customer insight is somewhere which is in the middle of the section, which is your main engine. Left side is your data sources and right side is your Azure, which is being empowered by, again, you are getting the training and scoring done and getting it back to customer insight. So your engine resides in the point number 2, where you have everything getting consolidated, even from the left side, where you have different data silos which are residing in every system, be it web review, online purchase, in-store purchase system, or some ticket system, some kind of card loyalty data or customer score you are putting. So be it different data sources from customer, you are able to get all the data ingested to one of the engine. You are able to do all map, match, merge, segmentation, and everything that you know from customer insight standpoint that you can do. All those features that you run in the middle section, and the right side in the fourth section you see is the customer 360 card that you generate out of it, which can go to Power App, Power BI, Power Portal, any channel that you want to show it to. So this will be your main building block. When your different customer scenario comes in the different data sources, you will be able to add like what kind of systems they are using, some different in-house CRM if they are using, some kind of web API connector, or make it SAP connector where we are doing some kind of Azure data factory. We are putting it again to ADL and then we are connecting it to. So change those data lines and then connect it to middle engine. So you will be able to think through your scenario in your customer space. Okay, your data silos are in these system, we create a unified profile with the customer insight. So unified profile, I'm not going into basics of customer insight because I understand that you might have attended previous basic customer insight sessions too. So you know the map match merge is creating the unified experience where you can put some kind of custom rules as well. You will be able to generate some kind of profile which is like not redundant, but you are able to again like some phone number change, some email change. So you are able to collect one profile which has done different transaction in different systems for you. All together you are bringing it at one place to know everything 360 about your customers. How you are able to embed to machine learning is my today's topics. So how ML score will be helping you is the data that you had from different system, if you apply some kind of intelligence and generate some kind of scores which are business relevant, so that can be some extra scoring for you. So let's say you had 1, 2, 3 attributes from your existing data, but 4 and 5 is something you are able to generate with customer insight, with the machine learning in the customer insight, then that's the added advantage. So you do not have to, in conventional way, you do not have to do a lot of coding, you do not have to do a lot of blog integration, put the data on the blob, export it, then in one more system you will have intelligence data, one system you will have some kind of loyalty data. In one place I open my profile and I have intelligent profile created is what I would say, because it gives me customer lifetime score value, some kind of interest score, his retention score, his payment score, whether it's a high value customer or not. So many checks that you are able to enable in machine learning, you are able to get that score traveling to your each customer profile. So how it is affecting your business, we will discuss it later, but there could be some more interest. Like I am a person who is frequently buying some kind of goggles, so any kind of campaign that you are running on those kind of merchandise item, you will be able to put me on those lists first. So the ratio, the conversion ratio of your customer in the retail space is increasing by those kind of special marketing strategy. Otherwise, if you keep on bombarding a lot of mails to multiple customer, you might not get right result and you will not be able to segment your right customer out of that. So that was my business design concept. Now this is the retail industry, a typical retail industry wherein you just want to connect everything together. So I have just pulled in this flow again, which I explained in the last shot. But if I have to see from the customer insight perspective that I had some structured data in few of the system, then I might have some unstructured data as well, right? Call center agent, maybe some call recording, some kind of other data which is coming, which is in unstructured format. So even the unstructured data with help of Azure Data Lake as a data source, you will be able to embed it to CI. CI Lake will by default take care of all your default data source. In addition to that, you can embed more things. Again, whatever you run in machine learning, you can either place it via data source way to CI, or directly you can connect it with some kind of data sources that you want to target it to. So there are some workflow which will run, and I will show you in the next slide how this direct connection works. So that will be my next topic in next few minutes, how you establish this direct connection which you see. Right side is something my intelligent profile. So if I have to imagine what is this intelligent profile is all about, so you will have some customer data, some profile data coming, various data from different system, along with that some scores which are coming from different systems. So these scores and some recommended selling points that can also come from machine learning. So understand it in a way that you are able to get through some more details, and these models that you have to write with help of your data engineer in your team, and then at runtime it will work with your current data and keep generating latest scores for you and keep giving you more recommendation if he has done some payments, if he have purchased something, if some more reward points have been added and it was a silver customer, it has turned to gold customer. You know everything live entirely across the channels. Further, what are the business side of benefit? Strategic customer segmentation. So when we are talking about knowing the customer profile, when you are an agent and dealing with your customer, the other side is how business knows about their customers better. So of course, this segmentation which we need to really do about. So you see that a lot of strategic segmentation, like for example, you have a customer, which are my particular merchandise is not selling, or it is giving more profits, or I have better margins, or I am my business gain is due to some particular segment where maybe the commodity sell number was less but the overall throughput was greater, overall profit margin was really great. So all kind of those intelligent segment you will be able to create, and I will show you how those scores are helping me create intelligent segments again. So, as we talked about this concept of data silo and this integrated experience that we are able to bring it together, the left side you see that I do have a lot of channels, the different data sources, and then I applied a map match merge, which is like by default CI based integration algorithm, and then I get the integrated experience as a unified profile, and then I had some machine learning algorithm which are running on top of that to create some intelligent data for me, whereas my presentation layer lies in. So see, at the right side is my presentation layer. When you talk in the Microsoft eco space, you have Power Portal, Power App, Power BI, which are very low code, no code profile, which a lot of consultants are already aware of. Why not you embed your that knowledge and integrate and connect it to CI and then see how that output is looking like. I'll show you one of my example in coming slide how that translated to. But isn't it a good idea that a low code Power App can traverse all your data from CI engine and get you a front facing app, a beautiful app which your customer agent or the person who is the retail expert will be able to use. So right now, when we are in this crisis situation, of course, we cannot meet a person in person. Relationship are not possible. Otherwise, you will see the person. You will be able to understand what his interest could be. But right now, when we are in this online era and we are doing everything remotely, how do we know more about our customer without meeting them in person? So this is the way for you to send them the recommendation, where you have a different channel and different data about your customer to let you know in one place how do you act further. So this is your way to relate it to current circumstances, but the channels can be anything. I'm just finding few of your favorites could be, but your different data source can lie in multiple systems. So even if you have some kind of non-supported data sources, so I'm just publishing this non-supported part in my right side for the Azure Data Factory. So let's say for SAP we do not have connector support. You know about CI's main concept that every data source you will be able to have Power Query connector. Everybody should be aware of Power Query connector. You might have used Flow, you might have used Power App. So connectors we know, right? So those connectors you have, similarly you will have connectors in CI as well. But how these, if some connectors are not supported, how will you make it support indirectly? What will be your workarounds? Because we are all engineers and we all believe in the thing that we should be some indirect way to achieve something if something is directly not supported. We never wait for development to fix. Yeah, we are extending the list and you will see new connectors coming in. But by that time, as I give you one example, which is already in production and we have that entry on the app source also, let's say SAP ERP data. How do you do is like you have Azure Data Factory, you will create a connection which will be a recurrent connection and you will put the data in data lake. Sorry. You will put the data in data lake and data lake will again become your data source to the customer insight. Perfect. So any thing you can export it to data lake, you can export as a CSV file, you can create a OData API and you can connect it to, you can put it as a SharePoint files. So if you want to start as a basic where you just want to learn or for POC purpose, I would recommend put some CSV file or put some Excel file data, and that you can put it in SharePoint, which will create a cloud link for you, or put it in a OneDrive or however you want to use. That will be your best starting point where you keep on adding more Excel sheet as you go on. Even if you add more data sources later on, that will be perfect for you. But to start with, for your POCs, I would recommend that as something you can think about. So coming to this right side, which I just covered, I just missed to cover one more thing. As you know, Power App, you have direct connector from CI. How will you publish it to Power Portal? There would be some kind of entities, the CDS. You can create some flows and write on those entities. And as we know, Power Portal only supports CDS. You will map those CDS to Power Portal and you will see the front-facing apps, Power Portal web apps, which are working fine. Power BI, we do have direct connectors, so you will be able to create integrated metrics for your businesses. So now a question might come in your mind where you create Power App and where you create Power BI. So my straight answer would be business-centric reports. If your business is looking a lot of charts, details, and things like that, give them a Power BI kind of report. But it's just a retail store or some kind of where they really need an app kind of experience where they do check in, click on some button, or do some kind of fancy actions or some kind of healthcare system, then prefer Power App as a solution, is something I would say. So coming to the next slide. This is just a successor slide of the previous slide where I was just trying to show how it will translate it to. So I will show these screens in detail in my coming slides, but you see how my different integrations are working, how it is looking on a Power App, how my Power Portal design experience is looking. You might have tried this new Power App Designer, Power Portal Designer, which is quite popular. If you haven't, just go and try. This is just out of box designed Power Portal. And the third is the Teams integration. So for Teams also, Customer Insight has a connector. Right now, it is just capturing few of the parameter of the profile, but going forward, it will cover more data. So you will see that bot kind of experience streamlining in your customer space. So whenever you are trying to show the story and you are in this low code, no code portfolio, try to stitch the story in a way wherein you are able to show entire matrix. This team integration didn't took me much time, but it created a great story for my presentation overall, where I was able to stitch and all right now machine learning, those KPIs are not traversing to teams, but imagine in future when they will start traversing over here as well. You say my intelligent bot experience is having these scores which my ML has generated. So if you are talking in Microsoft space, the Power Portal will have PVA embedded to it, Power Virtual Agent I'm talking about. So you can create some bot experience. Right now I'm showing one bot, which is like default omni-channel bot, which can even connect to WhatsApp as a channel as well. But you can think of a normal PVA bot you enable over here. You do some kind of chat, and those activities can go all the way to CI, because CDS flow you can trigger and it can go to CI. You can show them a magic. Okay, whatever the bot has done, it has brought in my sentiment score from my customer's conversation, and I know how healthy my relationships are when I have this intelligent profile mapped from that customer. So this beauty of this the technology that we have and the connector experience which is embedding the story together, you are able to see it is not just the writing and how to do part, but knowing what to do at right place is also you should be thinking about. Coming to this data source, I have taken, I have taken some small example of retail wherein I was trying to show e-commerce, loyalty, POS or website. These are my data sources. For your segmentation, you can choose your different data sources. This is my typical customer insight screen, which you all might have observed in your trial environments. So that is about it. So one of the things that you will be seeing over here is these e-commerce and all these things are some kind of Excel sheet or the SharePoint sheets where I have some data from loyalty scheme, means what are the points or my purchase based point being added to that customer profile, some purchase history, some website, what kind of review he has given, e-commerce, what all he has purchased, online stores and all. So those kind of data I am collecting. You can have similar data and some more extended data. So data source is something we can keep on adding at later point as well, but primary key is something we have to define initially. When we will be embedding the custom models, which are the current topic scenario, that custom model will eventually work on these data sources. So when you have this custom model integrated, you will see that you are mapping it directly to again these key primary IDs, because understand it from the conceptual purpose that you have some key ID in your main profile, you are attaching more data to it. So your model should again have some key plus those scores that it is generating. So if it has to map all the way back to your data sources, there should be some common field which you will be able to map and merge together, correct? In case you do not want to have this custom model connected to your existing data sources, you will do them separately. You will have them exported in your data lake, and then you will create them as one more data source. So that will come as one more data lake based data source, which is like one more entity for you in case your custom model is not being linked. So that is also one more scenario when you have like not the classic model but the latest machine learning models which is not yet supported in CI. Right now we are only supported classic models. So if you have your ML machine learning algorithm which are written in classic model is something you can import directly. Otherwise you have to perform this data lake way. Now, this is the don't get scared with this screen. This is Machine Learning Classic Studio. If somebody of you are from the data science background, you might have noticed, but even if you don't know, you do not have to worry about it. These models, your team data experts will get you. And here will be your output section down, which you should be worried about. I will show you how it will look like in my next screen. But these are two are my input data, let's say, which could be one is my customer ID related data and one could be my behavioral data. Behavioral data means some activity that I am doing. So I just want to know how is my customer churn on the customer activity. So based on two data sources or there could be multiple data sources, I will be able to link it to customer ID, which is coming from my primary key of the main that I discussed in the last slide. Output would be some kind of scores that it generates out of this model. So this is your machine learning algorithm which you are writing in the classic model in Azure. I will show you on the Azure subscription how it will look like. But this you will integrate to your CI and you will see that scores are coming directly to your customer IDs which you have populated in customer insights. How? We will see. I'm taking the example of recommendation model because I do have few of the recommendation being run based on customer activity. So I have current scenario is my retail based scenario where I am taking based on my frequent activities of customer. I want to see what should I recommend him next based on that. So you will see that data, some phone Wi-Fi, you can put some dummy data I've written in item 1, item 2 like that. So I know first 5 recommendation for each of my customer ID. So this is how machine learning model output would look like. This is one of the data that I'm showing. There are multiple and these customer ID keys are same as what we have in CI Lake. So when CI Lake will integrate this model, it will be able to link it to this key field. I will show you in the next screen how you are able to link those two fields and get it traverse to CI all the way. So to get to that, you will have to create a workspace for yourself, a standard workspace. It doesn't work on the free workspace. So please mind that you create a paid standard workspace. Otherwise, you will not be able to publish the web service and you will not be able to consume it to CI, customer insights. So publish the web service in the standard workspace that you create on Azure. Right now, for every 30 days, for every trial account you can create for $200 subscription of Azure you will get and you will consume it for a month period. So you see that in this screen when I will be able to publish that particular web service, there is a place where you click on publish. I will show you in last screen once again. Where is that publish button? So here, once you run, once it is finished, there is setup web service. The second option, new and classic, this is where you will publish. When you do publish to gallery, it is actually accessible to all the people in the public in general, but this is for you to export. The second option, new web service option, is something you would select to come over here. So once it is published, and sorry.
Nalini, sorry to pause you. There is a query. Is it okay for taking it right now or you want to take it at the end?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So Sriram has this query. Suppose I have a trained model as a pickle file, or I have a model trained on another cloud platform. Is it possible to ingest the model file here on CI?
So the model can be anywhere, but do you have some key which you will be able to link it to your current data? Then you can have the workflow based embedding. In case, I mean, there should be some connection with the IDs, right? Where will you map this key field to the existing key fields? So do you have that connection, Sriram?
Sriram, you can unmute yourself and please ask.
Okay, yeah, thanks for taking my question. I know the schema of the data which the model is going to ingest, and I know that with the given data, I can either engineer such a schema, or probably the same schema is going to be ingested as a data source on the CI platform. So, given that access to such data is not an issue, can I directly feed that data into a model if it is possible for me to import it from elsewhere?
Yeah, import, you can do it from blob. You can retrain the model yourself. So you see this space where I had the data source. Here, this import data, once you double click, there will be a way to give a link, a public URL link. It can be a blob URL, it can be any OneDrive or public space where it is accessible to the current user. So data source can be the new data source, your data source from where you are training. That will be your data source, right? Does
No,
that answer?
data source is not an issue. I'm asking about the model alone. So where does the model factor here?
So this is the model. This is the churn model. This is not CI data source, but this is model's data source.
Okay, so my question was pertaining for the CI platform. Is that if it's not possible there, what else would you suggest? Like, I do not know what interface this is.
Okay, sorry, I will take a pause again and I will go back over here. So there are two places in CI where you have the direct data source, and you have one more place is called custom model, where you will be able to ingest the data in the custom model. Condition for the direct ingestion in the custom model would be some field in the data source, which is key field. Let's say I'm calling that key field a customer ID. Okay, that customer ID has to be there in the classic model. There
Okay,
should be a match, then only it will work. Condition 1. In case you do not have a match, if you want to run it externally, you export it to a data lake and then create that intelligent data as a one more data source over here, as one more entity. So after website, it will be one more entity for you as a data source. Correct?
okay.
So that will be your second when your IDs are not matching, but it is like something from externally you are doing and attaching it to current. But again, there should be some field to map to current data. That is logical, right? How will
So
you attach
let
it?
us say that is given. So under custom models, are these business models or are they machine learning models?
These under custom models are all the machine learning model which are coming from this classic model here.
So here, I will be given a set of options for machine learning models, but I cannot create my own, or I
Yeah, you
cannot.
can create your own. Actually, in the custom model is something that you are going to Azure, you are creating your own model, but your own custom model you are able to bring it to CI. So these are all are from the Azure Classic Machine Learning Workbench, which is like a global URL, right? Have you worked on Classic Workbench?
No, not yet.
So there you can create your own model, you can put your own data, you can train the things, and that particular custom model, I can change the conditions. These all the things from left side will help me support. I can change these arrows, I can change my output fields,
Okay,
and
so
whatever you publish. Yeah.
I'm presuming that there's a box here, which is what the model is going to represent. So at that place, instead of using a model from here or training a model here, can I input a model from elsewhere?
Yeah, you can import the model from elsewhere, you can create a model from scratch and you can export.
Okay, okay, then it's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Hope it has helped everybody, because I understand this is a new topic, and a lot of people, even for me, it was initially it was something somewhat confusing. But once you start, we do have like CID training material where we have machine learning specific exercises. Once you do one or two example by yourself, things will be much more clear, and I'll be there to support you wherever I can. So coming to the final. So anybody who knows little bit of machine learning or little bit of web service concept, you see that every model, if you are exporting as a web service, now it is available over the web for you to try with different data and test, and those option comes, right? So you can launch the again classic machine learning studio from here as well. But on your Azure subscription, this is how it will look like. whichever name you select, it will start showing up you as a web service. So it is very basic Azure concept. Right now, earlier they were not supporting this cross tenant thing, but how will I have my on Microsoft trial or on CI getting this authenticated to this different subscription where I had some bought purchase subscription of Azure, right? So this cross tenant would also work. You can be in the same tenant and open a Azure portal, but let's say you have your company ID where you have Azure and you have set up your CI on Microsoft ID, which is like a very typical scenario. How do you do this cross collaboration? That is also possible. You will do something like this. Go to access control, add a role, reader role, Azure AD. People who are a little bit familiar with Azure, and this is a very basic step we do, but even if you are not familiar, you will learn it today, that you will do a add role assignment over there and add that particular on Microsoft user to that particular web service alone, and you will see it working on the CI. So you are adding access to that on Microsoft account for the web service, which is on your company account. So when you go back to CI, when you create a model, you will select particular tenants. You might have multiple on yours. So you will see that particular web service which you have published. You will be able to select, and then key fields. Here is where the mapping comes, right? Which I just talked about. So this customer is basically my customer ID. And then ID field in the model to the current field we need to match it to. Because going forward, it has to take, you saw in my model, there were two inputs. So those two inputs now has to flow from CI directly. Earlier, when I was running that model, it was running standalone from some blob sources and all. But now when I'm coming over here, it is running from my CI instances. So I need to again do this mapping over here for my data sources which were there in the model. So you select the customer ID and finally you will see it working once the model is working and published. Now I'm just showing you a little bit of customer insight side of it when you are coming over here, how those high CLTV score and all those things are traversing all the way. So this is my home screen of customer insight. In case you have some kind of intelligent scores, those will be showing as some kind of business measures you can show, or you can use them in the segmentation. Like you want to create some high CLTV customers, so you know wherever the score is greater than 80%, collect me all those members, or wherever my promotion score is some kind of swimming and things like that, get me all those members. So you are able to get those intelligent segment. You will start telling them what is that intelligent segment. The customer insight machine learning based score has generated some more enriched thing for me, which is what I'm calling as intelligent segment. Now, in case you have some kind of potential interest in brand, whichever customer you are working with, collect some kind of complete brand from the Bing API. Enrichment is one more feature. I'm not going into the details of that, but you can go in there, and even on enriched output, you can further put segmentation, right? So you know how much of that age and role your complete brand is liked by your customer. So what kind of your propensity for the current product that you are going to sell to them on particular product, or some kind of strategy that you might want to implement. Those are the customer 360 record. I'm just walking you through each screen because these intelligent score will traverse on each of the thing. You will know all the basic data, and one more field will start coming, which will be the intelligent field. So this is what was missing in my previous KPIs. When I have the conventional customer 360 records, I just have basics and all the things which I have accumulated from different system. But how differently I will see when I have intelligent score along with these customer 360 record is something the motto of this particular session today. So you see, I do have in my CI dashboard, I do have all of these activities, correct? Like what kind of purchases he has made, and what kind of reward points for each price that he purchased, what kind of reward point being added, and how is that particular customer's total lifetime spend looks like, total club point look likes and all. So I know this much, these all are coming from my static data. What if I add some more data to this? Let's say some experience was broken in one of the product which we have sold, which will again come from these activities. But if I have hundreds of activities over here, What will help me? Some kind of machine learning intelligence which tells me experience was broken by XYZ product, so we don't offer them that product again. Or maybe one of the case was always open. So in one more score, you have 5 cases. One case is already crossing SLA and the customer doesn't have good sentiment score. It is from some unstructured data if you have it. So how intelligent your information could be with respect to what you see from the static information. One more important thing, as we are switching the gears, we are trying to see how you are able to put the segmentation kind of this logic that we always talk about. So if you have some kind of segmentation, some high CLTV customers, you are able to pick high churn. I had a churn model. I'm able to pick my high churn customers. Out of that, I'm able to find out the middle. I'm able to find out the low one. So I'm able to say categorically how I want to progress through when I'm running different campaigns for my customers going forward.
Nalini,
So, yeah.
hi. Hi, just a quick time check. We have 15 minutes and we have one more question. Do you want to take it now?
Can we just park the question? I will just finish off
Sure.
and then we will take because I have a lot more to cover.
Thanks.
So sorry about it. And these all are the business customers. So you see that the measures will also drive some kind of KPIs in case you can bring in some kind of measure. So once you are creating the recommendation model, you will be able to create a measure which will traverse to your particular profile. Let's say I've created first recommendation. You saw 5 recommendation. Out of that, I'm just getting first recommendation out. So that will start populating as one more attribute on my profile. Segmentation is something we have covered, but we do have these trends also to export the data. If I want to download, if I want to see, okay, for this value range, what are the number of customer could be, or I want to analyze my particular time period data. I do have those members preview coming directly for me to analyze as well. So the beauty of this product brings you each of analytical data with respect to KPI all the way backwards as well in one platform. In case I have to do some kind of value based analytics all the way back, these all are the static data, but imagine if the same data could be coming from some intelligent value, let's say reward points. So I know I want to target some kind of campaigns and I want to see like what all are the customer coming from 269, more than 269 is the score going on. So if I have some campaign only for that many number of capacity of the customers, I will be able to plan that through. So when you are telling these stories to your customer, you should be proactive to tell like these all are the features are benefiting them in what context and how. So differentiated experience is something, sorry, I'm running a little faster, but I'm going to the final and important slides where we can actually derive the value proposition out. So when you are in any kind of industry, be it banking, retail, healthcare, always we want to create a differentiated experience for our customer, which is what even the key for the today and even for the current times when we have the special situation. How can we make their experience better and differentiated is something we are trying to derive. So customer insight with the marketing activation is doing this fantastic job because we are able to export it to a lot of different channels. We have omni-channel experience being introduced in the Microsoft ecospace. So you are able to see how WhatsApp and those bot kind of communication all the way traversing, and you know everything about your customer. You are able to reply them immediately. You do not have any human intervention also. You can set these auto triggers and things to the right people and the right times, which makes your customer also feel that yeah, you are valued and they care about you. Some kind of sentiment score and things, when you have these kind of dashboards accumulated, you know how your customers are feeling about your product or how your brand affinities looks like and how your business are growing all the way to. So this is again my customer insight screen, which I will showing on a Power App that how my particular customer purchases, their rewards and their activities has gone through. If I want to do some kind of flow activity trigger, I will just click on this button and the check-in activity is going all the way to my dynamics, and I will be able to create an activity on dynamics with help of flow. So for customer, he has this integrated experience from this app itself that his CI is connected all the way, and any click that he is able to do, the store agent is able to do, is able to traverse all the way there as well. So coming to this intelligent retail, which is the screen I created for a quick demo that you see for a Power App experience of the customer insight. You are able to see in the left side, I can search the customer store products or shopping 360 of the customer. These are some 4 or 5 features I have thought about it. You can come up with more. So what you will do in this intelligent retail 360 is, firstly, you are searching for any customer who is coming to your store, or like who is online trying to purchase, where you need to send them some recommendation or guide them through. You want to know about them. So what you will do, you search any customer, you know what all she has done in past some time, all these things, but out of that, those activities, you will know recent activities. Fine, you cannot do a final nutshell on like what these activities are translating to, but machine learning can address you some kind of score to tell you it is a high value customer. So basically your tone will change, your way to address, maybe you will be biased, but it will be like you will be careful. So in case some current open cases are there, you want to know some alarm, okay, there was a SLA cross, so he might be disappointed, or some particular product he hasn't liked about your particular company. So you will not directly sell that product. You will rather discuss about something else for now. Some best recommendation based on his current purchases. Okay, he might be interested in this premium brand or his premium product of your particular company. These all are the intelligent recommendations which are coming from machine learning and being ingested to your customer data, which you are able to showcase on this customer 360 profile. Correct. So you had some siloed data, you collected them together, you powered them with machine learning, and you show them all together. So this is a hybrid data, not just from the static data, but with your static data, I derived some kind of score, I got some kind of intelligence in, and now it is helpful for me. Let's say customer had multiple review, but you picked recent good review where sentiment score was good. So, okay, I know you like this product of our store better. So you will not put all the negative things. You will try to find some good thing that you like about your brand. So this kind of hybrid information, this kind of different intelligent information, I have derived it based on my thought process. You can come up with something more based on your customers' business use cases and show them the relevant story. So they will be able to relate it to their use cases. If you talk about customer insight is doing a map, match, merge, some machine learning you are able to add, they will not be able to translate it to business value because they might not come from the exact background of the software and they will not be able to understand the value proposition. So my main point is, how do you get this machine learning? How do you write your right models so that you can integrate it to this channel? Writing a model is not a not a very difficult thing. Your data engineers can help you very well, but you have to plug these pieces together it appropriately so you get your right benefit. So some ratings, let's say in Power App, I have put, and you can try more things. You can add some kind of AI builder experience. You are doing some scan and automatic scan and recognition. You are able to click and get some products from the shelf. Click here and this shelf products are popping up, and then you, I mean, more you can add. So this Power App is doing everything for you, kind of experience you want to generate. So some dining experience also along with that. So it is about your thought process. How can you streamline, or some kind of offers you want to send as a notifications, etc. So this use case was about store agent. It is not a customer scenario. You can create customer Power App and change the scenario as well. So Teams integration, which I've said, is a bot kind of experience where you are able to search the record from Teams itself and you are able to get the customer's profile record. It is not much powerful right now because it is not calculating all the customer attributes right now. But it's good that we cover these parts so that we say even in future when my intelligence course will be supported, you will see this bot experience working seamlessly in no code portfolio again. So this is, I wanted to discuss this, but we do not have more time left. I like I did for retail, I wanted to keep your thoughts going on for healthcare. if I have to think about a patient 360 modeling, what kind of machine learning intelligence can come, what kind of patient 360, what kind of health analytics can go in, and in current times how it can help in different hospitals and across the globe for various peoples to learn how those symptoms are being treated and how different patients are reacting to the current crisis and how is their recovery going, so the others can take help of that data and try those same drugs or same kind of mechanisms and procedures. So the information should seamlessly grow across the channels. This is one of the idea that got in my mind, but there could be more ideas. So this is a piece of thought I keep in your side to think through. Again, I'm just discussing, as I discussed, this retail experience can be embedded in call center, marketplaces, social, different places, and then we have different product lines aligned. And then I was collecting the experience together in customer insights. Similar way in banking, finance, healthcare, and brokerage, you can have a consumer, shopper, or user. I mean, the entity names would change, but overall the business remains, the business idea can be streamlined and changed, and we can create the concept of the relevant use cases. So I think I am done for this session. The question that we have, Uma.
Yeah, so the question is from the page, will enrichments have custom algorithms we can configure at some stage, and when they will be available for non-North America customers?
So enrichment is only supported for US right now, and a few more of these countries are supported. India is not in the list in coming time as well, unfortunately. And enrichment is right now, they are there are possibility to do custom enrichment with custom data as well, but it is limited to one or two options that product team is working with. If you have some customer interest in particular embedding thing, product team can work through that. But yes, custom enrichments are also work in progress, so that is also something possible.
Okay, Nalini, thank you. So handing over, Nalini, thanks for taking the session for us. It was quite insightful and deep dive compared to the other sessions we have already been having in different mediums about customer insight. This one was really deep dived and scenario based. Thanks for all the explanations and taking up of our queries. We will wish that you keep coming on this particular platform to share this. Prashant is going to summarize. We have some more updates to be given.
Yeah, thanks Deepesh for inviting. I will just take one more line as we are running out of the time. Thanks everyone for being present in the session. I appreciate your patience, and thanks Deepesh and Ruhi for organizing. This is a great task for the community and people to have this learning experience going.
Yeah, thank you, Nalini. So there are more organizers, and we have more champ leads from all over today. As many as from 5 countries, we just have a lead. Thanks to Roma and Dharani also to be non-stop contributing to this effort along with me and Ruhi. Later on, Vivek has been doing a lot of the background work. Thanks to Prashant as well. I'll be handing over to Prashant. He's having certain updates as well. So Prashant, you can continue, and I think Dharani will be sharing a feedback link. We always take feedbacks of our sessions so that we can share it to speaker and we can use it to improve the next coming sessions.
Thank you, Deepesh. I would just like to thank Nalini for such an insightful session, and I'm pretty sure everybody attending today must have realized how deep dive this session was, and they must have understood a lot of things about machine learning and customer insights. So thank you, Nalini, and all the attendees today. I will just quickly share my screen to announce a few things. And I'm pretty sure most of you must be able to see my screen at the moment. If you're not, just let me know. And if you can, maybe just tell me that as well.
We are able to.
Cool, thank you. So the first announcement I wanted to make is about the D365 Champs Power Platform Meetup in Hyderabad tomorrow. That would be 12:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Deepesh is going to talk about Power Virtual Agents. The topic is Power Virtual Agents 101, where you will get to learn everything about Power Virtual Agents, and you can probably get started, so you wouldn't need a course for that. So that's announcement number one. You can see the image on the left-hand side of my screen, as well as there is a link. Now, I will put this in the chat as well, along with the link. If you haven't followed our Twitter handle and LinkedIn handle yet, please do so that you can get the update and you can also see the link there as well. On the right-hand side towards the bottom, I have provided Kaizala link. You can join the Kaizala group as well. There are currently 700 members. They ask their queries every day, so that might benefit you if you're facing some challenges. There are a lot of people in the community to help you out. And I've also provided a Twitter handle right there. Champs_D365. That's the handle. I just want to congratulate all the quiz leaders. So if you're not aware, we run quizzes twice a week. There are quizzes happening and people answer that. So we create a leaderboard out of that. There are 3 winners this time out of the leaderboard. Manjusha, Devendra at a tie of 73 and Preeti at 63. They will be receiving their gift cards very soon in their emails because we cannot post it out due to COVID-19, but they'll be receiving their gift cards very soon. If you don't participate, please do. I would like to give a huge shout out to the quiz masters who organized this without any interference from anyone. Swaroop Deshmukh, Nishita, as well as Koa. So they do all the quiz related stuff on Kaizala. So please participate if you haven't, and you never know, you might be a leader in the quiz and you might win yourself a gift card. That was all from me. Please see the links. I'll paste it in the chat as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prashant. I will leave it to Ruhi. Ruhi was the initiator of this idea, right? So I will have to come back to her as well. Prashant, thank you for all the updates. And just all 2 things I like to add before handing it over to Ruhi to sum it up. One thing is this came up as an idea from one person, and look at where we are today. And even the quizzes are an example of where multiple countries, like 4 or 5 countries, people living in different time zones coming, creating a process using the wonderful Microsoft technology to empower everything. We use Teams, we use Forms Pro, we use all the integration mediums and Power Automate to empower you to get this course going, right? So another example. Ruhi, I will leave it to you for call for speakers and any other update with Power Virtual Hour that you want to add.
Sure. Let me first thank Nalini for the excellent session that we have, and especially since this was one session that did not really get into the actual demo of match and things that we have already seen, but giving us a different perspective, a more detailed approach of how customer insights could be used, even with and infusing AI and using machine models out there. And then, yes, of course, I need to thank Dipesh and D365 Champs for actually supporting the initiative. Like he said, it was just an idea that I had, and this was a wonderful platform. They were more than happy to support the idea, and I am super impressed to see that uh, over the months we today have 36 attendees in this call. So thank you, Dipesh, for that. Again, this is a community event, so we would appreciate if we have people from the community coming up and speaking. This is your platform, and you really don't need to be a very good speaker or things like that, anything of that sort. It is for the community. It is like they say, by the techies for the techies. So please do not be too shy to present. This is your platform. Come in, and the call for speaker link has been shared by Dharani on the chat link. So please go ahead and submit your sessions, and we'll reach out to you for a session over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you, Ruhi, to summarize. Thank you to all of you. So few more credits that I have missed, and I don't want to miss them because there is a lot of background work, no matter it is a online medium which goes. Dharani maintains a lot of our things and does the configurations for the feedbacks, comes up together with those, and does a lot of sharing. Especially Prashant is doing a lot of background work himself. I already shared for Prashant. These are all leads from different parts of the world, not only India. And Vivek, just to add, Vivek has been doing a lot of background work as well. So thanks for you to taking up the YouTube channel. We are investing in our YouTube channel from last month. All the videos and all the things we'll be doing. If you don't have time in real time to see it, there was a request. And again, this is something that came as a feedback on our feedback forms. And we have started putting things on our YouTube channel, and it will be shared across our different media handles, including the presentation that Nalini gave. As Ruhi said, this Microsoft support is also pretty important to our community, since ultimately it's a Microsoft community. So thanks for Nalini to give us that Microsoft flavor and answer the update. Some of the questions that I also had got answered. So thanks for that. Thanks to Vivek and Dharani also for doing that background work. And we hope to get you more Power Virtual hours in coming time on different topics. Anything else from Vivek or Dharani you can add, or we are done from our ends, like 4 minutes up. Thanks to everybody to attend today.
Hello all. I have received only few feedbacks actually. It will take around like couple of 2 to 3 minutes to fill out the feedback form. So I kindly request all of you to fill the feedback form for us. So it will be helpful for us. So yeah, kindly provide us the feedback. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you everybody. Have a good day ahead. I hope you will be coming over for Power Virtual Agents tomorrow. We'll be doing a lot of basics. It will not be a deep dive. It will be somebody who wants to start from scratch, what they need to do. If you're interested, you can come over tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone. Thanks Nalini. Thanks Ruhi.